Need to figure out who the patron saint of brewing is? Don't worry, I've got that answer for you in our brew culture moment. Let's talk about the Catholic Church and brewing. There's a strong history of brewing associated with the Catholic Church, and it's still going strong even today. The Trappist monks, which were an order of the Roman Catholic Church, have been brewing since the 6th century. The Trappist order follows the rule of Benedict, which is a set of rules laid down in the 6th century that said that the monastery had to be self-sufficient, so it had to find its own way to make money to support the monastery, and they did this through a number of ways, selling food, cakes, and brewing beer and selling beer. So it was always safer back in the 500s, the 6th century, to actually drink beer than it was the water, which is usually contaminated by waste products. So there was an upside to actually offering beer to visitors versus trying to give them water that's potentially contaminated. So monks have been producing beer now for 1,500 years, and in that time, they perfected the beer making process. There's 14 Trappist breweries still in existence. They still sell their beer to keep their monastery self-sufficient. And as a matter of fact, my sister actually bought me some beer a couple years ago as a Christmas gift from one of those Trappist breweries. And it was great. A little bit stronger than the beer I'm used to drinking, and certainly a lot stronger than the beer that I brew. Surprisingly, the Catholic Church has quite a few patron saints of drinking. First, there's Saint Arnulf of Metz. And after being venerated as a saint by the Pope, the parishioners decided to go get his body in a neighboring community. And it was very hot and it was a long journey, and they were dying of thirst. And when they were about to pass out, they cried out to him saying, help us. And all of a sudden their beer supplies were renewed. Saint Gambrius, more than likely not a real saint, and it's unclear whether he was even a real person. However, according to legend, he embodies the joyful enjoyment of alcohol. Then there's St. Augustine, who is the saint of brewing. There's St. Luke the Evangelist, and that's the same Luke from the Gospel of Luke. And St. Wenceslas, also another saint that the Catholic Church has for brewing. And he was primarily known as a person that had a lot of compassion for outcasts. And I'm not sure drinking and giving drinks to outcasts would be a good idea, but apparently that's the story. And then there's St. Nicholas, which is surprising. Gives a whole new meaning to the term Merry Christmas. But he actually is the patron saint of brewing, and his feast day is on December 6th. So, what are the other possibilities for drinking in the Catholic Church? Maybe it goes back to Hudson and Landry, the comedy duo of the 1970s. They did a skit called Ajax Liquor Store, and the owner of the liquor store finally asked the guy who's calling why he's buying so much alcohol. Is he having a party? And he said, no, I'm just working up the nerve to go to confession. And that's our brew culture moment. This has been a Matty Boy presentation. Say bye-bye, Matty.
Bye-bye.